Hello. Today we are learning how to write a cause and effect essay. Um, a cause and effect essay is a type of academic writing that explores the relationship between events or phenomena. So in this type of essay, the writer analyzes the reasons or the causes behind a particular event that result from it. The purpose is to uncover the connections and the patterns between different variables and to explain how one event leads to another event. The structure of cause and effect essay typically includes an introduction, a thesis statement that outlines the main causes or the main effects to be discussed, and in the body paragraphs it elaborate on the causes or the effects. Why I say or effects? Because we have two types of cause and effect essay. One, when we try to present the reasons, the causes of something, so we just focus on the causes. But sometimes we need to focus on the effects. For example, if the war happens in the world and then there are a lot of effects, people focus more on the effects that cause a lot of death, and children will lose their parents, for example, and a lot of people wounded or die. So we focus on the effects. In the essay, when we focus either on the effects of a cause or more on the causes of one effect, so you can use either approach to provide useful means of discussing the possible relationship between the two events. In this cause and effect essay, it is to suggest that because one event preceded another event, the former event caused the later. For example, simply because one event follows another one sequentially does not mean that the two actions are related. We know that why we need to write a cause and effect essay, or what is its purpose. The purpose of a cause and effect essay is to analyze the relationship between different events or different situations or different phenomena by examining the reason behind the causes or the outcomes they produce, or it is the effects. Here are some purposes, the key purposes of writing a cause and effect essay. Number one, that is understanding relationships. So the primary purpose is to help readers understand the connections between various effects or various factors. By identifying the analyzing cause and effects, the writer aims to review the underlying relationships and the patterns that contribute to a particular outcomes or the consequences. The second purpose is that we explain the causality. We explain the reason why something happened, right? So focus on cause essays are written to explain why something happened. It means that the causes and what happens as a result if we focus on the effects. And another purpose is that it is a kind of informative analysis. So the cause and effect essay provide an informative analysis of complex systems or situations, whether it's exploring the causes of a social issue or the effects of technological advancement, for example, ChatGPT today, and the consequences of historical event. So the essay is to inform the reader about the dynamics that a play, for example. So often in life, we try, when we have an issue, we try to search for the reasons. Or if something happens and then we try to search for the effects, right? Another purpose is also relate to your critical thinking. So when you write an essay, writing a cause and effect essay encourage critical thinking skills. You must analyze the information, make connections, or draw the conclusion based on the evidence that you found. For example, when you receive one topic to write, and then it's not just easy to write down whatever you think in mind, but you need to put all the reasons logically and convincingly so that you can convince the readers why your reasons are more appropriate, for example. So critical thinking will be developed when you learn how to write a cause and effect essay. You also develop problem solving skills. In some causes or cause and effect essays, you may explore the solutions or the preventative measure to address certain issues. By understanding the causes and the effects, the essay can suggest potential strategies or intervention to mitigate negative outcomes. So problem solving will also be developed when you learn how to write a cause and effect essay, because you give the causes. It means that even though it is hidden, you just write the causes, but you also suggest people to solve the problem. And how to solve the problem, it is in your mind when you present the reasons. So the purpose of a cause and effect essay is to explore the relationship between the events or between the causes, the effect or the patterns that provide the insight into consequences of specific actions or circumstances. It serves a tool for analysis, explanations, communication of complex ideas, right? And how it is organized, how you organize a cause and effect essay. Normally, here we also learn like a kind of a 5-paragraph essay, and then you also have the introductory paragraph. So in the introduction, the first sentence you might provide the hook that try to grab the attention of the reader. Begin with an engaging opening sentence or a thought-provoking questions to capture the reader's attention. It means that the first sentence in this introductory paragraph that you need to get the attention of the reader. When they read the first sentence, they feel interested in reading your essay. The next sentence or the next couple of sentences are to provide the relevant background information on the topic, give a context to causes or effects that you will focus or you will discuss in your essay. It is also in the situation that you try to connect the hook, the background to the thesis statement. So the last sentence in the introduction is a thesis statement. In the thesis statement, you clearly state the main causes or the main effects that you explore in your essay. So it serves as the roadmap for the reader. So when they read your thesis statement, they know that what you are going to discuss in your essay. And in the body paragraphs, mostly you have, normally, not mostly, you have 2 or 3 or 4 body paragraphs. So mostly you just have provide three most important causes, reasons, or most important effects that's enough, because if you make 5 or 6 reason or effects, it might be too long. And for each body paragraph, you need to start with a topic sentence. So you present a clear topic sentence in the first sentence of each body paragraph, that you introduce the main ideas or the main cause or the main effects of each paragraph. So it is part of the thesis statement. If you have 3 reasons to discuss, so 3 reasons, you divide 3 reasons into 3 different body paragraphs, and then you start with the first reason. So the first reason is the topic sentence. So I also remind you that in the topic sentence, you need to include a topic and controlling idea. The controlling idea that guide you to write in that paragraph, you control that paragraph in those ideas only. After the topic sentence, you need to give some explanations, or you explain why you say that, or you give some examples to prove that what you are saying, especially if you focus on the effects only. Give them the example that is more persuasive. And when you support, explain, or give the reason, or sometimes if you have the statistics, the numbers, you search online for good statistics, you can persuade the reader. And the last sentence of each paragraph, body paragraph, you need a concluding sentence. This sentence is not the conclusion paragraph, but you conclude what you discuss in that body paragraph. You conclude the main ideas. So in the paragraph, in 3 paragraphs, you do the same things, right? Start each paragraph with the reason. The first body paragraph means that the first reason, and then explain or give example. The second body paragraph, start with a topic sentence of the second reason and do the same things for explanations. And the third reason is to give to the third body paragraph and also explain or give the reasons, right? Especially if you focus on the effects and then you give example. So it is example and the statistics. It is more convincing. For example, these days you witness or you heard about the war between Israeli and Hamas in Palestine, and then in this essay you don't focus on the reason why, what start the war first, but you just focus on like a lot of people dying, a lot of suffering people, especially children crying, they have a lot of blood. So if you, in this situation, you just focus on the effect, and then you provide the statistics, number of dying people or death, number of houses corruptions, or number of children losing their parents, number of children wounded, painful. So if you have those kind of statistics, your essay is more convincing to the people. And finally, the last paragraph is the conclusion paragraph. So in the conclusion paragraph, you don't forget to summarize the main ideas that you discuss in the body paragraph. I mean that 3 reasons or 3 effects, or you summarize or you paraphrase the thesis statement. After that, you can give your suggestions or opinions, or maybe you give predictions. For example, like if the war in Israel, if people do not stop, or like the Hamas flee the prisoners, then the war will be going on and expand to other country, and more death. So might become the Third World War, for example. That is a prediction. So in the conclusion, remember that in your essay, If you just tell the reason, mean that you focus on cause method. If you write the effect, you focus on the effect methods only. That is just the theories that you learn. We have two types of cause and effect methods. However, in some situation, you will have the third method. For example, you provide the effect and then you write the cause, and from the cause lead to the effect, and the effect lead to another cause, and cause lead to the effects, for example. So that will be okay for your essay, that out of the theories that you learn. So when you try to write a cause and effect paragraph, you need to think about the topic. What kind of topics should be great for your essay? For example, we are where our major is English language study, so maybe we write about the effect of bilingual education on cognitive development. That students try to learn two different languages at the same time. So you explore how bilingual education affects cognitive abilities and academic performance in students. For example, if you read a research paper, they will tell you that they will have evidence that children who learn two or more different languages, they will have ability to solve the problems better than those children who learn only monolingual. That is good topics, right? Or another topics you think about is the influence of technology on language learning. For example, today you have a lot of free lesson on YouTube or on other websites, or maybe you use ChatGPT to learn English. That is best. ChatGPT is developed in the United States, and it start with the English lesson, so English version. Even though you can translate to a lot of different languages, but if learning English using ChatGPT, I think that's wonderful. So that is also one of the topics for you to write. Or maybe you write about a topic of the role of motivation in language learning, because if you learn a language, you also need motivation. If you have high research suggests that students who have higher motivation will have high language proficiency, and students who have low motivation or demotivation, they will have less language proficiency. So if in this topic you explore the relationship between motivation levels and the success of in language learning. Okay, so you still have other topics, for example, the effectiveness of different teaching methods. That is also think about that, or the effects of language learning on the brain by the age, for example. So when you develop a topic, you also think about the supporting ideas. Even though the thesis statement come before the main ideas, but if you don't have the three or four, 2-3 main points, you cannot develop your thesis statement. So you develop your supporting ideas or the main idea first, and then when you have the 1, 2, 3 main point, then you write your thesis statement. So that would be better, right? When you have a topic and then you need also to brainstorm the main idea. So you brainstorm mean that you think about what you will include in that topic. What is that topic about? How should you convince the reader? And then you make the brainstorm. So in the brainstorm, you have several methods to do the brainstorm. For example, mind mapping or free writing, you write or you listing, or you just make an outline or formula. That when I show you in our classroom, I also show you the formula of the topic, thesis and topic sentence and supporting idea, for example. So after you brainstorm, you make an outline. So when you have an outline, you write better for your essay, right? Remember, in a cause and effect essay, when if you have a strong thesis statement, it would be very well organized of your essay. A strong thesis statement for cause and effect essay clearly and concisely reviews the main causes or the main effects that will be discussed in your essay. It acts as a roadmap for the reader or guideline for the reader to provide a clear understanding of the focus of your essay. So think about some kind of thesis statement. For example, like if you write about the topics of the impact of social media on mental health, for example. People use social media a lot, like Facebook, TikTok, or even YouTube or others. So we might write like the excessive use of social media is leading causes of causes of mental health among young adults, and it contributes to increasing the feelings of isolation, anxiety, and self-esteem issues. So in this situation, you will write about three things, right? The effects of the social media on young people for isolation, anxiety, and self-esteem issue. Or if in language learning, if you write about the impact of reading habits on language proficiency, and then your thesis statement should be the regular practice of extensive reading significantly enhances language proficiency by expanding vocabulary, improving grammatical structures, and fostering a deeper understanding of cultural nuances. So in this thesis statement, you will write about the effects of reading habits, and here in this topic they talk about extensive reading. Extensive reading means that you read a lot of reading about variety of fields, so that it will help you to improve your vocabulary and improve your grammatical structures, and it also improve your deeper understanding of cultural nuances. Or maybe you write about the effects of digital communication on written language skills. So in the thesis statement, you can write like the prevalence of digital communication platform contribute to a decline in written language skills among students, manifesting in abbreviated language use and reduced attention to grammar and spelling, and challenges in formal writing contexts. So you have like a lot of things that you write about the effects, right? But if you focus on the causes, for example, like you talk about the causes of language shift in bilingual community. So your thesis statement should be language shifts in bilingual community is driven by factors such as globalization, economic opportunities, and cultural assimilation, resulting in a gradual erosion of one language in favor of another. So those are the example of strong thesis statement for your essay if you write, right? And when you write your essay for cause and effects, you also think about the transitions and the connectors. It means that some words or some phrases that connect ideas together or changes from one idea to another, from one sentence to another. Transitions and connectors play crucial role in cause and effect paragraph as they help maintain a smooth and coherent flow between ideas and paragraphs. So they are very important, right? They guide the reader through the logical connections between causes and effects, ensuring that the essay is easy to follow, right? So this is very example. Like you also think about, these are some example. If you introduce the causes, so you start by because of, right? Or due to, or owing to, or as a result of. Like, or when you explain the causes, you also say that for the reason that, or in light of the fact that, or considering that, or seeing that, for example. Or you want to transitioning to the effect, like you say, consequently, or as a result, or therefore, thus, for example. Or when you highlighting the effects, you say resulting in, leading to, causing, or contributing to, for example. Or when you emphasize on the relationships between reasons or effects, or reason to the effect, you say in turn. For example, the decline in educational funding has affected the quality of education. In turn, this has impacted students' academic performance, for example, right? Or you can say furthermore, moreover, or additionally, like the use of smartphones not only affect sleep patterns, but additionally has implication for cognitive functions. Or when you write for summarizing or concluding, you say in conclusion, in brief, in short, right? Or to sum up, or as a result of these factors, or hence, for example. Or for contrasting the ideas, you say however, on the other hand, nevertheless, or despite this, in spite of, for example. Besides the transitions or connectors, you also think about the grammar, right? In grammar, you use the maintaining consistent verb tense usage is very important for clear and effective writing. Inconsistencies in verb tense can confuse readers and disrupt the flow of your writing. So think about this example. Choosing primary tense for your narrative. Decide on the primary tense of your writing, like you use past or present or future. If you use past, use all the verb in past tense. Or if you want to present it in present or future, use that tense only. For example, if you are writing a historical account, so in that situation, past tense might be appropriate. For general statements or timeless truth you are writing, then maybe present tense may be suitable, right? So you should use the same tense within a sentence. Keep the verb tense consistent within a sentence to avoid confusion. And you also need to maintain the consistency in paragraphs and sections also. Stick to the chosen tense if you use either past tense or present or future, use that tense only. Remember, you use the present tense when you write for the general truth, but if you write something happened already in the past, so use the past tense. But if you write about the future action, then use future tense, right? And in the grammar, you also remember, avoid the fragment. Every sentence needs at least a verb and an object. So normally you have subject, verb, and object, right? But if and some phrases you use a full stop when the sentence is complete. For example, if just a phrase like after the party, if you have full stop, that's not a full sentence, so you don't have a stop. That is just a comma, like after the party we went for a late snack, for example. Okay, so or some fragment like although, because, if you say because it was raining, you need to have a comma, not a full stop, right? So think about those fragments and reread your sentences to make correct sentence, right? I will read one example about the factors influencing language learning. So this essay focus on the effect, or we say focus on effects essay, right? The introductions like language learning is dynamic and multifaceted endeavor influenced by several interrelated factors. Among these factors, motivation plays a crucial role in shaping an individual dedication to acquiring a new language. So according to Gardner and Lambert, 1972, motivation can be intrinsic, driven by personal interests or the desire for self-improvement, or extrinsic, influenced by external rewards or societal expectation. So that is the an introduction, and the thesis is the last sentence that I have just mentioned to you. And then after that, in each body paragraph, you write about one controlling idea for each body paragraph. Okay. So I think that the lesson today is enough for you to learn about how to write a cause and effect essay. Remember that you focus either causes only or effects only, right? And for the homework, I will give you some two topics. One that you can choose either. Like one is the influence of technology on language learning. That is the focus on effects essay. Or maybe one is about the causes, like the role of motivation in language learning. So that is, I will give you the specific or detailed topics for your assignment on the e-learning website. So that's enough for today. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the lesson today and you can write successful cause and effect essay. Thank you.